What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to this version of the Everton Extra Media Roundup. Back again, as usual, with Rhiad. We are primarily going to be focusing on what I think is disappointing news that's coming out today surrounding Amadou ONANA. But until we get there, Rhiad, how are we?
I'm all right. How are you?
I am okay, a little bit apprehensive to say I'm very, very good or I'm very, very bad. But nonetheless, we've had some developments, haven't we? So
Yeah.
why don't you run me through what this development is with Onana?
So last night we seen from Belgian news outlet that Arsenal are willing to pay 61.5 million for Amadou Onana, and that would be enough to see it materialise. But obviously, as we know, Arsenal have now got Havertz in talks
Yeah.
with Declan Rice and Romeo Lavia. So the Arsenal links don't seem too concrete for me. But 61.5 million
Okay.
for me is a no-brainer, and it's in our moment in time, it's sell because we're not getting 61.5 million for him anywhere else. And the other club showing interest is Chelsea. Obviously it came originally from a source we haven't really heard of. I'm not going to try and pronounce the name of the journalist, but he's Belgian. He said he's very unhappy at Everton and he wants to leave. Chelsea is showing interest. Um, Sacha, a Belgian journalist, has told us that Onana does want to leave, and Chelsea are willing to pay 55 million for him. So, what do you think of that, Matty?
Chelsea, yes. Do you know what? So let's break it down. Right, there's a few layers to it. If I was going to choose where I'd prefer him to go, for one, the love of him as a player and what he's done for Everton and how much he loves the fans. And two, in terms of the clubs that I like and clubs that I don't like, I would much rather see him go to Arsenal
Yeah,
than Chelsea. Um, However, I think Arsenal's recruitment process is far more shrewd than Chelsea's. And I'd just like to say one thing. You will see Kai Havertz become a astronomical success in that Arsenal team. Watch it happen. He's
we'll
going to be
clip this next year.
yeah, he's going to be a world-class player. Clip it now and get it ready for next year. Kai Havertz is going to be a world beater at Arsenal. You will see him get the best out of himself in that team and in that environment. Um, anyway, like I say, Arsenal's recruitment is far more vast. Chelsea see a player, decide they want a player, throw as much money as they can to get the player to a certain extent, and that's kind of it. They don't really look for the plan B target. Arsenal far more shrewd. They have multiple targets, as we've seen. You've got your Declan Rice, but I don't think they're going to get Declan Rice. I can't see Arsenal paying 130,
Yeah,
120, whatever million for him. And I heard the other day West Ham have already turned down close to 100 million for him.
yeah.
So, but for me, really, if I was Arsenal, I would prefer to pay half the price and get what I think is twice the player in Amadou Onana. I think Onana is twice the player Declan Rice is in terms of technical
Oh,
ability. He is,
a
Declan
big
Rice is very
statement. It's a
overrated.
big statement.
Yeah, well, we like big statements over here. But I think Declan Rice is overhyped because he's got the English curse. He's a young English
Yeah.
midfielder, right? But I think he scored 2 goals last season. I know he's a holding midfielder. I know Onana didn't score 2 goals last season. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, for the overall hype that Declan Rice has, I don't think he's backed it up yet. He's a great player, looks good in the West Ham team. Is he sticking out though? Because that team isn't quite as good all over the park. Now,
To me, it,
we
it
know that
looks like
all,
a Jack Grealish at Villa situation.
potentially, but then to be fair to Jack Grealish,
He
I
went on.
think Grealish,
Yeah.
I think Grealish is top three, top four left wingers in the world at
And
this moment in time.
no doubt about it. Grealish has went on and he's been great. And I think
Yeah, yeah,
Rice in a better team. I think Rice would be unbelievable. But obviously, we're not here to
yeah, yeah,
talk about Rice.
potentially. No, we're not. But would you rather pay half the price, go and get Amadou Onana, and then go and buy another 50, 60 million pound
Yeah.
player instead of just getting Declan Rice? I'd have to say probably. Anyway, what I make of it is it's probably true. Um, I don't think any Evertonian can sit here and truthfully say, no, we don't believe Amadou Onana wants to go. Come on, let's not be stupid. We've just finished 18th, 17th.
Yeah.
Jesus, we finished 18th. That'd be really bad. We've just finished 17th in the Premier League. Only just avoid the relegation. We're a past big club, but at present, unfortunately, not a very big club at all. We've got a torrential small club mindset, if anything, at the moment. So are you too surprised if Onana wants to go? Probably not. Should we cut our losses and just maximise the deal to get as much money as possible to then reinvest? I think probably. However, I don't think £60 million is enough for Amadou Onana. I don't. Now, again, there's two layers to it, Rhiad, because I know we only paid, what was it, 30 or 32?
Yeah, around that. In installments too.
Somewhere around the £30 million mark in instalments. Now, that means if we sell him for 55, 60 million quid, we've doubled our money in less
Yeah.
than 12 months. So from a business decision, yes, it's a good decision. But from a player value perspective, Amadou Onana, for me, if Declan Rice have 100 million quid, Amadou Onana's got to be worth 80. You've got to be worth 80. But Everton Football Club probably aren't going to get £80 million for Amadou Onana. So you'd have to say, just maximise the deal, maybe try and get a loan or another player in the opposite direction, or a few clauses, whatever. To the community, I'm very interested to hear what Rhiad's got to say. But for me, I think right now, at this moment in time, selling Amadou Onana and go and spend the money on another 5 players is probably the better option for Everton Football Club right now. We could go and sign Gyökeres for what, 12, 15,
No,
16 million.
they want at the bare minimum 20 million for him.
Well, go and sign Gyökeres for 20 million and then spend 30 million on 4 good squad players. One of them could be class. Go and sign Gyökeres, Harrison, Summerville. You know what I mean? You've got 3 players there all of a sudden. I think right now the state Everton Football Club's in, and for Sean Dyche to have the ability to do a better job, Dyche needs to be able to bring in 5 players in his first full transfer window, I think, because he needs players to do what he wants them to do.
Yeah.
What do you think? I think it could be a real positive for the club that's currently disguised as a massive negative, because we all love Onana. I love Onana, you love Onana, we both do, we've always said it. How many times did me and you message each other going, lad, this Amadou Onana, I love him, what a player, what a guy. But being honest, I think you'll agree with me, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts. I think it's a massive positive that could be described as a negative.
Yeah, 100%. I think at this moment in time, we need money, don't we? And obviously, I mean, in terms of outgoings in the past season, I honestly don't think we've done too bad in terms of making profit. Obviously, we had, if Ellis Sims goes, that'll be 5 or 6 million added onto the budget, 45 million from Gordon, and then 4.5 million off Nathan Broadhead. So there's like 65 million produced.
Did we get that much for Broadhead?
Yeah, around that, yeah, I'm sure.
Wow.
Yeah, so
okay. 50 odd for the Charlison, wasn't it? 40 odd for Gordon.
So I think, I mean, in terms of the academy outgoings, I think that's exactly what the academy's there for, isn't it? It's either you come into your first team or you make profit. Do you know what I mean? And Gordon,
Sorry, you are right. I think the academy's definitely there for that. We've obviously done that with Gordon. I don't think the academy is there for what we're doing with Ellis Sims. I think that's really wrong. I think that's a really poor decision for the player, firstly, and for the club. But the Gordon thing, yeah, definitely, because that boy is never, ever going to be a 40, 50 million pound player again in his life. He's never going to be a 40 million pound player again in his life, ever.
Yeah,
so
I mean, Ellis Sims, it's a big decision for Everton now with with Ellis Sims, because it's either we could go on to make the same mistake we've made with the likes of Ryan Astley and Matthew Pennington and players like that, where they've stayed on 4 or 5 years and they've got to the age of 25, 26 and they're still playing under 21 football. And it's a massive decision for Everton now, because Ellis Sims is a big talent, and it's whether he goes back to he goes back to a championship side and Everton cash in on him, or we take the gamble that we have been doing for the past 6 years and keep him on. And for me, it's crunch time now. I think it is time for him to move on because from what we've seen of him, I mean, looking on the games he started, obviously he was thrown in the deep end against Liverpool and Man United and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I know we've seen the goal against Chelsea and it was phenomenal, but I just don't think he's good enough for Everton. And I think,
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
think now if we can get 5 or 6 million for him, that's going to be massive for this transfer
But
window.
Rhiad, if you don't, sorry to interject, but if you don't mind me asking, I'm really interested to hear what you're basing that off,
I mean,
because the man played what, like 30 something minutes last year.
no,
That was
no,
it.
no. Well, he started in the derby, didn't he? He started at Old Trafford, if I'm not
Oh yeah,
mistaken.
came off on 60 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah, and
start. He
he's
didn't start at Old Trafford though.
he's had a few cameos off the bench as well. I'm sure it was in the cup. I'm not too sure, but he's um he's had a few games to prove himself now, but he just doesn't look hungry like a academy player is who wants to come into the first team. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't and we said this. I think we spoke about this the other day when he came off the bench against Chelsea. Lewis Dobbin and Ellis Sims came on, and we both said it.
Yeah.
Ellis Sims and Lewis Dobbin looked far more hungry. Lewis Dobbin was chasing every ball, but Ellis Sims, he just yeah. Obviously, I know he's a kid and it's harsh on him, but
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I do agree with that.
if you,
When Lewis Dobbin first came on, the boy didn't stop running. Ellis Sims just kind of stood there. I agree with you. I agree.
if you're
I
fighting for
think
a place in the first team, you can't come on and walk around.
the fact of the matter is, I do agree with you in terms of if Everton can get 5 or 6 million quid right now for Ellis Sims, do we take it? Yeah, you probably do. Unfortunately, £6 million a lot of money for Everton right now. God
Yeah,
knows where the Gordon money's gone. God knows where the Richarlison money's gone. Apparently, we haven't got any. Otherwise, I have to be honest, Rhiad. I think if we had money, we'd have spent some by now.
yeah.
I think if we'd have had a transfer kitty, we probably would have already signed Gyökeres. We probably would have already signed Jack Harrison. Your Grant Somerville, your Gnotos, people like that. You probably would have seen 2 or 3 players in right now at Everton because Dice doesn't like to mess about. And because we need it so badly, I think you would have already seen players coming in. So I don't think we actually do have the money. I think it's unfortunate that we're in this position. You would think we would have some money because of the Gordon transfer, the Richarlison transfer, the ONANA transfer that's coming up, but apparently we just don't. I think if we had money, you'd have seen us spend some by now. For me, Rhiad, all this talk of your Somervilles, your Notos, your Harrisons, your Correas, I think Everton need to do absolutely everything they can to get Gyökeres before
Yeah.
anyone.
I
I feel
mean,
like he's got to be the priority signing. Have you seen the lad? He's got the frame of a Premier League striker, got the frame of an Everton striker, past Everton strikers. He's
yeah.
big, he gets himself around, he's got a great touch in and around the box, he's a nuisance. Scores goals in a side that got relegated from the Championship. He scored, I think it was almost 20 goals. So you've got. I just think we've got to prioritise that sign
I
for
mean,
me.
I can't see Gyökeres being likely now unless there's an outgoing out the door within the next few days because it looks like
No,
Sporting are getting close to it. But
yeah,
I
I
mean,
know. Unfortunate, and it'll be another target that Everton have missed out on because we can't do business shrewdly, quickly, or hold money. Apparently,
this all it goes back to Onana because we've said it loads about Everton needing to sell assets and Onana is a big asset for Everton. He's a young Belgian
yes,
midfielder. He's in the Belgian national
yes,
team. And he's had a good season all around, all things
yeah.
considered. But I mean,
Well, he's had an all right season. I think in Everton fans' eyes, he's had a great season because we love him and because he's got the crowd up a few times. But when you look at contributions to the team, you could argue he's just a fan favourite. But obviously, everyone sees that lad's going to be a world class
I mean,
midfielder. Everyone who
everyone
watches him,
everyone forgets that he came from the French league. He's 21, 22. It's his
yeah,
first season in the Prem,
yeah.
and
Well, yeah. Look, that's what I'm saying. Anyone who watches that lad play football, and the way he carries himself, anyone can see that lad in the next 3 years is going to turn into a world beater. He's going to be a world-class midfielder. He's going to be in the heart of a midfield at someone like your Arsenals, your Chelseas, your Cities, your Uniteds. Even when you look at your Madrids, your Italians, your Barca, he's going to be in one of those teams. He's going to be the heart of the midfield in one of those teams. So let's be honest, he's not going to be an Everton player anyway. I think Rhiad, and this might be a really controversial clip that I see later, but I think right now it would benefit Everton far greater to sell Amadou Onana for 60 million and let Sean Dyche reinvest that money. And anyone who doesn't think that's the right decision for Everton Football Club, you're getting caught up in the euphoria of loving Amadou Onana because he's beat his chest a few times and done that to the crowd. That's all that's going on. We need to sell that man now because we need money to buy the targets that we're trying to sign to make the team better. Does it not excite you? Think about it. Think about Sean Dyche. Think about what he's capable of doing with the squad that he had. I think Sean Dyche could be David Moyes Mark II plus a little bit more with added experience. It's exciting. It's exciting. We need that manager to have 50 or 60 million quid first year to go and sign some players and see what he can do. It's exciting.
Yeah, spot on. That's all I've got, unless you want to touch on anything else.
No, I think that's about it. The main news was Onana, really, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Look, everyone. It's not like I'm keeping my fingers crossed for Onana to go. That's not what I'm saying. I love Onana. I think he's the best midfield player Everton have had since Tim Cahill, Mikel Arteta. But, and by the way, he's probably better than both of them. But I just think right now, unfortunately, because we've took 5 steps back as a club, when after Moyes and Martinez, we seem to have taken a lot of steps forward. Unfortunately, we're now back at the point we were, like 2003, 4, 5, 6. We have to sell a player to then reinvest into the squad. So I just think it's probably going to be a good business decision now for Everton to sell Onana. I wish it wasn't like this. I wish we had the Gordon money and the Richarlison money plus Onana, because that would be 100 million almost. But unfortunately, we don't. So I think best decision right now to let him go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Let's see what happens.
Nice one, Matty.
Cheers, Rhiad. Good to see
you later.
See you all later, Blues. Ta-ra.